Busy schedule, busy life. I think we have come to a comedy session. Okay, I request. Okay, I request. I request our MC members Sripad to escort today's speaker, CA Arun Srinam, and present a floor bouquet to the. It is privileged to introduce this distinguished personality. CA Arun Sriram is a qualified chartered accountant who is on the mission to spread smiles one gig at a time by making inclusion commonplace in performing arts. Harun has, to his credit, 5 solo specials, hundreds of lineup shows and open mics, performance across India, more than 30,000 followers and more than 5 million views across social media platforms. Apart from being a stand-up comedian, he is also to improve comedy enthusiasts. Arun is also a host of an inclusive show called Half an Hour, where he interviews his friends and acquaintances who have inspiring stories to share. Half an Hour recently completed 4 seasons. He was the first comedian, probably worldwide, to do some Zoom comedy shows when pandemic started. He also is the only stand-up comedian from India to perform an hour show special with a sign language interpreter to boost inclusion in performing arts. With this brief introduction, I request the CA Sriram to take those.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jain. Thank you, thank you. Firstly, thank you to the Bangalore chapter of SIRC of ICAA to invite me for this Women's CA conference as the only gender diversity candidate on stage today. I deserve a round of applause for that. I don't think had I been CFO of Wipro of Infosys also I could have made it here, right? But humor is a superpower. How many of you guys agree to that? All of you? Nobody thinks it's an alien skill, it's for somebody. Everybody are great? Okay, so who are the first 4 volunteers to come on stage right now? Please come. Sir, come. Welcome the second diversity candidate on stage today. I need 2 more people. Yeah? Yes, ma'am. And there's always a bonus. Who's the first person who's going to join? Come on, come, please come, ma'am. Any questions, madam? Bunny. See, I will tell you what. People ask me, Arun, you deal with numbers. How come you took over stand-up comedy? How was it even related? How was humor and numbers related? I always tell people, when my parents looked at my report card, the numbers there, nothing made them laugh more. Right? And therefore, I always think there's a great marriage between numbers and humor. And these 5 distinguished people will tell us how. Okay? Please come, ma'am. Please come. It's your stage. Please, sir. Very simple game. Please pick one number between 5 and 1 for that, sir, please. Any number between 1 and 5? 3? Not your choice and all. 3. Okay. So you come third, sir. And for this, ma'am? Your name, ma'am? Bhamini. Your name, sir? Tuppat. Okay. Bhamini, number for Bhamini 1 to 5? 2? Okay, fine. I'll go with what Divya ma'am says. 2. So you will be second anyway, you're fine. Yes, your name, ma'am? Sandhya. 1, please. Thank you. Yes, your name, ma'am? Purnima. For Purnima? 5, okay, so you take a 4. It's going to be a very simple thing they're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can talk in any order. The catch is, when she speaks, Sandhya speaks, it will be only 1 word. When Bhamini ma'am speaks, it will be only 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, 5 words. Very simple topic. They are meeting at lunch. They met at lunch today and they were discussing how the conference went by till lunchtime. Okay? They will use only the number of words given to each of them. Not 1 less, not 1 more. You can talk in any order. Yeah? Can I request the folks to come forward as well so that they don't need to use mics and keep passing it on and we spend time in that? Come, quickly. Yes. Over to you. Anybody can start. Entrepreneur? Okay, continue the conversation. No, 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 no. That's not the idea. You guys are connecting outside at lunch and you guys are talking about how the conference. I am not asking you how it went and all. I know the 5 keywords anyway. Okay, any conference. Okay, breakfast, lunch, snacks. I know that. Okay. Yeah, you guys are now talking about how the conference went. Ah, correct, exactly. How? Talk to them. You guys are performers. Talk to them.
It was quite encouraging, amazing and lively, extraordinary, awesome.
Continue the conversation. It's not just one word. You're not supposed to fill the sentence. It's a question she asked, you answer. Yeah, anybody can answer.
Was quite enriching and
That's all. Was quite enriching and that's all. Over. Hmm. Anybody, you can say, you can speak again, no problem. Four words, disqualified. 4 words, ma'am. Continue the conversation.
is good with humor.
Okay.
Humor in chartered accountancy profession.
Super. Thank you. Can you give it up for them? You can take your seat, sir. How many of you believe chartered accountants make sense all the time? How many of you think chartered accountants makes sense all the time when they talk? Yeah? No? Please come, ma'am. Please. Stage is all yours. Any one more volunteer, irrespective of whether you think they make sense or don't make sense? Any one more volunteer? Or I can pick. I can pick. Ma'am, please come, ma'am. You're looking so benign, I can't but not disturb you. Please come. Okay, very simple. You're going to talk something that has nothing to do with what she said. Just random things, absolutely random, and you guys need to just keep doing that. Some random statement. Should not be related at all. Anything under this planet, anything under the sky. Go for it. Since it's only the two of you, go. And any number
No,
of
I don't
words.
need. I think
Any number of words is fine, no restriction.
I'm loud enough and I can talk to the people.
Perfect.
Yes. Yeah. This program is good. It's humorous. Morning I ran and then came here. It was late.
You will tell me if it is related or not. She is talking about the program and she says how she reads the program. Is it connected or not connected? You don't have to stick to the conference, just free flow. Anything. Hard. Can we just make it interesting? I need one more volunteer. Ma'am, please come. Oh, la la, come. You will also join the fun and say something absolutely unrelated. Everybody is so absorbed in this conference. What a success it is, ma'am. Well done. Huh. Huh. Anybody's turn. Go for it.
He's told not to speak about conference.
Alright. She can talk, no? Okay, which means the fourth person entering on stage is Madam Divya. Please come, ma'am. You can talk about idli malagapudi. Come, come.
Today I had ghee pudi idli from Rameshwaram Cafe.
My God. Which movie did you see last?
I saw Jailer.
You were jailer. Okay. You listen to music today. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, continue.
Got up very early today.
Rameshwaram Cafe opens at 6:30 a.m. FYI.
That's what I was thinking. I can only talk about tax or something.
Please go ahead. Anyway, I will not understand. Please go first. Why am I here? Talk about tax. Any section.
I have a tribunal case, so I have to get
You have a tribunal case. Excellent. Okay.
the coffee was good.
Coffee. Back to conference. Okay. Huh. Huh. I also had. Yeah. You had a good day yesterday, day before yesterday, fine. Thank you so much, ladies. Please get back. Thank you so much. How difficult is it for us to make nonsense, no? Yeah, everybody wants to be like, no, I want to be logical, I want to be logical. I am illogical, so it's a different spectrum altogether. My name is Arun Sriram. You guys may have read it as Arun Srikant. Just to correct you all, I am Arun Sriram. Refer your agenda. Okay. And I was born in Mumbai. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Mumbai. Anybody been to Mumbai, lived in Mumbai here? Yeah, it's a beautiful city. I'm such a proud Mumbaiker, okay? Because Mumbaikars are so down to earth even in the skies. I was recently traveling from Bangalore to Hyderabad for a show by Indigo. I was in the middle seat. The person sitting next to me, I knew he was a Mumbaikar as soon as he entered. You know how? As soon as he entered, he was sitting like this in the aisle seat. That is how Mumbaikars travel. There's an imaginary fourth seat in the local trains. I was like, sir, the full seat is yours. He was like, are you sure? Everything that he did was so Mumbai, okay? So Mumbai. As soon as the pilot said, we will be descending in Hyderabad in the next 10 minutes, you know what he asked me? Sir, Hyderabad, ye side aayega ya ye side aayega? Again, another local question. And then finally he asked me when the doors were going to be open, sir, आप भी हैदराबाद में उतरोगे या side दोगे? Such a pure Mumbaikar, such pure Mumbaikars. And Bangalore and Hyderabad is a city pair made in heaven. Made in heaven. Because every other pair of cities, governments are getting together to find out how to reduce the time travel between the two cities, one to the other, one to the other. Vande Bharat Express, reduce 1 hour. 10-lane highway between Bangalore and Mysore, make it like 1.5 hours. And then you have Bombay to Ahmedabad, 1,10,000 crore invested in bullet trains. All of that is happening. Bangalore and Hyderabad guys are great in math. That's why software is flourishing here. They are great in math. They were like, time is a function of speed and distance. Let other people focus on speed and invest money. We will have Bangalore airport near Hyderabad and the Hyderabad airport near Bangalore. Distance is taken care of, time is automatically taken care of. Brilliant, no? Brilliant. And I was raised in Chennai, raised to the extent that I could be raised, okay? They say, you know, you use east to raise something. I grew up in the east, but only so much. Okay, so born in the west, raised in the east, but this is all that I could grow up to. But I am such a. How many of you follow stand up comedy? Favorite stand up comedian? Kartik Kumar? Sonu? Venugopal. Ah, okay, cool. Awesome. Azim, brilliant, no? My favorite is Abhishek Upmanyu, but I'm such a Madrasi, I call him Abhishek Upma and you. Okay, lived in my entire childhood in Chennai, and Chennai is very special, okay, especially when I was growing up. There's this constant academic pressure. I don't know how Bangalore is because I didn't study in Bangalore, but Chennai, enormous pressure, okay, enormous pressure. And when I was in my middle school, what magically happened was my class topper found a house next to my street. My school was 6 kilometers away. He could have been anywhere in that radius. But no, they decided to settle down next road. And every time after exams are over, his mother, his name is Vijay, will come home and then tell my mother, Mommy, did you see? Vijay, no, only 98 in maths. Only 99 in science. If I ask him, he says, silly mistake. And she goes away, her job is done. Now I have to face my mother. She looks at me, I look at her, she looks at me, I look at her. Then I tell her. And what's worse is, this lady comes and tells my mother, it's not silly mistake, he is giving tips only to teacher and coming. All that she says and disappears. I look at my mother, I'm like, Amma, what is this ma? 2 marks, 3 marks and all is not Guru Dakshina, tips only ma. I give Guru Dakshina. Full 30 marks, 40 marks. Am I not a better student? Don't I respect my teachers better? And then I escape. Now, my parents were optimistic. Two things between entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, that's what the session was today, right? Entrepreneur, and parents, the common thing is optimism. Right? For every entrepreneur, their business is the child. For every parent, the child is the child, obviously. And they thought one of the 3 children will make it to IIT Madras. And one of them is telling you jokes on a Saturday evening. Okay, she thought one of them will make, and they bought a house 6 kilometers from IIT Madras. My elder brother dropped out of IIT entrance coaching classes. He was far more intelligent. Imagine my plight. So I decided I will take commerce. But in Chennai, if there are only 3 options, you're an engineer, doctor, or a failure. Okay, I took the third option. And when I took that option, I didn't know how to face my mother again. So I told her, Amma, don't worry. I know you're disappointed I didn't take science, but don't worry, I will do BCom in IIT only. She hugged me like Mother Teresa. She told me, Arun, you please take commerce. I don't know what you will crack in commerce, but I want to save science from you. This is mom. Now, dad is a different species altogether, especially if you are a boy. The distance between the boy and the father is a long distance relationship, even if you're in the same house. In fact, in English grammar questions in primary school, when they ask the superlatives, no? Fast, faster, fastest. High, higher, highest. For far, I wrote far, farther, farthest father. That is the kind of distance we are talking about. And dads have this beautiful skill set called passive aggression. They will not talk much. In fact, when I was growing up, there was this song from a Hindi movie called Kayamat Se Kayamat Tak. It said, Papa kehte hain, Papa kehte hain. I thought it was the best piece of fiction ever written. Because in South Indian homes, Papa kuch nahi kehte hain. Chance hi nahi hai. Yes, sir? Right? And he was passive aggressive. He didn't know how to kind of be angry with me, so he did the following. On the eve of my board exam, 10th standard board exam, there was this famous match between India and Pakistan in Bangalore in 1996. Yeah, World Cup quarter-final. Some of you, I was not born at that time and all, I know. Okay. He installed cable TV. I was like, Appa, what do you mean? I have my board exam tomorrow. This is not the time to put cable TV. And he told me what every commerce student in Chennai should never hear but always gets to hear. Commerce daneda. Read how much ever you can. Write whatever you remember. What difference does it make? So I took up commerce, I took up CA as well, and I cleared my CA first attempt back in 2002. Right? And 7 of us cleared CA first attempt from a batch, and we said, okay, let's go thank our school for what they have created in us. So went back to school, and we got to meet the vice principal of the school. Why not the principal? Because commerce thane. So vice principal is enough. This is like when somebody from Nigeria comes, you send the health minister, no? Like that only. Only for Joe Biden, somebody will go. Right? Nigeria means health minister, food minister and all will go, no? Like that only. Vice principal, enough. Now that vice principal was a biology teacher. She was like, students, you did a fantastic job, very well done, excellent. You did CA, great. Which college? This is a joke that will work only in CA conferences. Especially in Bangalore, people are engineers, they don't know how CAs form. Right? So it was really, really frustrating, man. And I got a job as well, and I thought, okay, I'm going to crack this finance field. Okay, this is a true story. In my campus interview with Saint Gobain, they asked me, what is your plan, long range plan. I said 2 years I will learn finance, then I'll go to HR. True story. I don't know how big the finance thing was. If I could finish off studying CA in 4 years, maybe 2 years I can crack it with all the computer and calculator. Done. So the finance VP said, he directed me to the HR general manager. Do you want to take him now itself? You know, I understand the question is where do you see yourself in 5 years, especially if somebody is asking that in Bangalore. You say, I'm now in KR Puram, 5 years I'll reach Silk Board. Right? So that is the typical response that we give for Bangaloreans. But when I joined my first job, I was like, I need to learn everything from my manager. I will learn everything from him. I will just shadow him. I will see what happens. He had a simple mantra in life which he picked up from Diwar movie, Amitabh Bachchan movie. Anything they ask, do you have budget? Nah. Do you have PO? Nah. Do you have this? Do you have that? Nah. Mere paas na hai. That is all the finance guy was doing. For everything, push back, push back, push back, push back. I was like, this is easy. I'm in the right line. How many times has my mother not asked me to study and I was like, nah. Come home early, nah. Huh? Ready. So it went by nicely, but I've realized a few things about accountants, right? For starters, it is I shouldn't say it is, they. Accountants is a species that is only second after cockroaches. Come any calamity, entire human race can get destroyed, but somebody will account how many bombs were placed. What was the cost of the bombs? Was all of them effective? What was the productivity? You will need one guy with numbers there anyway. Right? I believe that, we are let's assume a company is going to be formed, you need a chartered accountant, company is going to have a merger acquisition, you need a chartered accountant, you want to liquidate a company, you need a chartered accountant. We are all seasons. Therefore, I call chartered accountants the Prohits of the corporate universe. For birth, marriage, death, you need no. Same way only. Incorporation, mergers, acquisition, liquidation. For everything you need us. That is what we are. And the reason I say we are also like cockroaches is that when you go to a company, you will know where HR sits. You will know where your boss sits. You will know where even the client will sit, but you will not know where the finance team sits. Everybody vies for the corner office. Accountants are always at some corner of the office. They know we exist, they don't know where we exist. Because what do? Every 6 months we go and ask some questions. Audit questions we will ask or answer auditors. We are brilliantly placed. When somebody from business comes, we will tell them I'm with the auditors. Auditor will come to me and say I'm with the business. Very easy life. Really, I could not be more blessed than being a chartered accountant, okay? I know I'm taking a lot of dig at us, it's okay. I'm also one of you only, okay? Some of you are like, how dare you talk to me? Safe space. Outside, I'll talk very differently about this, okay? So that's pretty much been how my accounting life was. And because I'm so tuned to numbers, right? Even when I'm watching movies and follow stars, I look at how they operate not as actors, but as brand endorsements. How do they actually choose their respective advertisements and brands to endorse? For example, we have someone like Ajay Devgan. Ajay Devgan knows he is no Salman Khan. So he cannot come in thumbs up. He cannot come up in some jewelry ad. So he chooses Vimal Pan Masala. His life is sorted. Someone like Saif Ali Khan, he is so suave, right? And therefore, what does he do? He comes into this royal stag mega moments and all of that. Dikta Nawabi, phir bhi sharabi, it suits him. But his wife has got it wrong. Kareena Kapoor has got it wrong. She's got it so wrong. She comes for this brilliant thing called, what is it called? 20 rupees off on Head and Shoulders. Kareena Kapoor Khan, Pataudi Khandan ki Bahurani, coming on screen and telling us, 20 rupees ki choot, 20 rupees discount. Are you endorsing or insulting us? The worst is this guy called Sunny Deol, who gave 500 crore hit now. He endorses a product called Mango Sip. Mango Sip is like fruity. He's 60 years old. In fact, he is a kalank to his family. His dad, Dharmendra, in his peak used to endorse Hayward's 2000, Hayward's 5000. And this guy is endorsing Mango Sip. This is not a generation gap. This is a degeneration gap. Ridiculous, man. But my wife has been very supportive of my journey as a chartered accountant to start with, because at the end of every movie they have this thing called chartered accountants karke. There's one end credit, no? It'll always say some Parekh and company. She'll be like, Arun, your mulk, your community, your community. She used to work in Life of Pi as a CGI artist, and her name comes saying that she actually did, computer graphics and all of that stuff, VFX, and mine is like, Arun, accountant, accountant, accountant. That's pretty much been how my wife has been very supportive, and that's why I took a break from corporate last year. I used to work for Unilever till mid of last year, gainfully paid and painfully employed, right? So that's pretty much how it was. I said, okay, fine, why not? There were a few pushes, some pulls. Of course, I love stand-up comedy. If I can make people laugh, it is one of the 9 Navarasas. You have people for 1 hour. It's a superpower, great. But there were also a lot of pushes from the corporate, messages being sent by corporate universe to me. For starters, all my male colleagues. During the pandemic, somehow they thought they don't have to shave. I can understand. You can't go for a haircut, I can understand, because COVID, barber shop not there. Why will you not shave? You don't want to iron your trousers, that's okay. In fact, we had a Bengali istriwala who didn't come during COVID. I used to call him Iron Mukherjee. Okay. And this guy, every guy just come like full beard only, all Samyars, okay? I am like, why would you guys do that? I can understand no shave November. Great concept, cancer awareness. You want to save on shaving and you want to, great. Who taught don't shave December? Just once January, few times February, maybe once in March. Who is this? Why are they doing it? On top of that, my colleague Prashant, he will not even come on video when I ask him to come on video. 3 p.m. I tell him, Prashant, can you come on video? He know what he told me? Arun, I am not in a position to. Day 3 p.m. da. And then in the background, one lady's voice is loud. Doesn't your manager have reasonable manners to give you notice? To ask you to come on video? If we do the same thing, what will Basmati think? Where did Basmati come from, da? Srimatiyam, boss is Basmatiyam. Ridiculous, man, ridiculous. And once pandemic was over, I got back to office, and that was like 2-3 things happened. First thing, when you get into an office of 15 floors, Monday morning you're fully charged up. You listen to Simon Sinek, Sandeep Maheshwari, everybody is done. Now we want to achieve something this week. Then you get into the lift, and the lift music goes like this. Ta, 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 ta. By the time you reach the 15th floor, I forget which company I work for. And I go back, that's all. And final nail in the coffin was my boss when he called me for the appraisal. He told me, Arun, I have 2 things to share with you, one good and one not so good. Which one would you want to hear first? I said, go with the good. He told me, Arun, you are extremely confident. I'm like, yes. Now tell me, what is the not so good? That's all that you have. And he told me one more thing, because of which I left my corporate job. He said, Arun, I have not read any piece of literature more humorous than your self-appraisal form. So I left my job. And it's been good. Basically, a full-time comedian, in a one-line definition, is a comedian who has full time. Full to, exactly. Full time I have. And I used to wonder earlier, who are these people who have so much time, and how jobless should they be to go and like their own Facebook posts? I no longer ask. I know the answer. Why does YouTube have a 0.5x play feature? Who has so much of time? Now I know. I accept Facebook friend requests sooner than that person getting a notification that they have sent me a friend request. Mobile phones have this close all windows feature, no? I don't. I close one by one. Time is there. You guys have seen this phenomenal advertisement that said, rush to your nearest ICICI branch, rush to your nearest Axis branch and all. I don't rush. I, in fact, go to State Bank of India. I find the service at State Bank of India to be at superlative speed. I, in fact, tell the cashier, sir, you go finish lunch and come. In your logo, there's a bit of vada left, no, finish and come. No problem, I will wait. I have now finished watching all the movies in Tamil, my mother tongue, Hindi, my second language, English, my medium, everything I have finished. Now I'm watching Hollywood movies dubbed in Bhojpuri. Did you guys know that hangover is called Bhangover? Shashwank Redemption is called Sasank Redemption. Devil Wears Prada is called Devi Jayaprada. And Swiggy and Zomato have no idea about my new work-life balance. I like the previous topic, beautiful life and work. It's not beautiful life and ambitious work. Beautiful life, work. And they have no clue about my work-life balance right now. 6 p.m. Zomato sends me a notification. How do you want to spend your weekend? Day, full week, weekend only. Da. My alarms are very different. Wednesday 2 p.m., Thursday 4 p.m. I sleep whenever I want to. Super power. Sir, 8 p.m. later, sir. We will do that. Right? It's too much fun, man. Too much fun to be where I am. But what is happening also is there are a lot of these people who want to support me. At least that's what I thought. One of my friends, Kaushik, he works in Dell. He called me one day. He said, Arun, now you are a full-time stand-up comedian, right? I said, yes. Do you have Ayo Shraddha's phone number? I don't. Do you have Danish Seth's phone number? Even if I have, I will not share. Do you have any other good stand-up comedian's number? Friend. Right? I'm like, dude, how about me, da? He's like, that's a great joke. Use it in your set, da. These are the kind of friends I am talking about who are supposedly helping me. And it is not easy to get audiences. When you see a Zakir Khan, when you see Karthik Kumar, you see auditoriums filled and all, no? It's very difficult. For me, getting my own friends to attend my show is a nightmare. I spam nevertheless. And I get some cute responses, very cute responses. I normally do my shows on Saturday evenings. Sunday morning 7 a.m. as if they have kept an alarm. They will send me a message. Shit, Arun, I thought your show was today evening, da. If only I knew it was yesterday, I would have come. This is category 1. Category 2, they'll be like, Arun, you're doing offline, no? Cha, I'm traveling to Bombay. Then I say, I'm online. Oh, I'm in a resort. No connectivity. You've seen this thing, no? If you go to a saree shop, you'll be like, same color, different design, same design, different color. Same funda only. If I do in Jayanagar, that guy will move to Whitefield. If I do in Whitefield, they'll be in JP Nagar. Now I ask people, you tell me when you are available, which place you will be. I will come and do a show. Navaratri is coming, you give me some sundal, I'll take. Then comes the fatal third category. These guys are dramebaz. My friend Harish, he calls me on Sunday morning and he tells me, Arun, I so wanted to come to your show yesterday. You know what happened? Both my wife and my daughter, no, at the same time hit the bedroom door with a toenail. I had to take them to the hospital. I really wish I could have come. I said, I understand it's a problem. I understand. Please take care, Harish. The show is only next Sunday. Who told you lights, camera, action now only? Full drama. That's the last time I spoke to Harish, though. That's a different matter. Right? But it's not that bad also. It's getting built slowly. What is happening is in the nearby supermarket, I went and I met a gentleman. I bumped into a gentleman. He said, Sir, I have seen your first pause reel, sir. I got it in my apartment complex. You got viral. I just asked him, where do you live? He said, Prestige Palms, and he left. I live in Prestige Palms. I only sent that reel. I am my own PR manager. There is no other go. Because trust me, there are only 3 mediums of entertainment: movie halls, OTT, and WhatsApp. Right? And when I quit my job, I had to hold back my news of leaving a corporate. I couldn't tell everybody this news because people will be shocked. Right? Why is he leaving a job which is paying well and all of that? The first person whom I wanted to hide it from was my father-in-law. Because he may be worried, no? How will I take care of his daughter and all? But she was working, I was not, but that's how patriarchy works. You guys know it better. So I wanted to hold it back, but in 2 days he kind of figured something was off. Because I was the only guy who responded to his good morning messages in the WhatsApp family group with a good morning. That too at 10 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. He was like, kuch to gadbad hai. But then in 1 week, it was confirmed for him. Because I was the only guy who was checking and fact checking his peddled WhatsApp forwards. UNESCO declared India's national anthem best. That level. That level he is, okay? I could not take it. I kept on sending back to the group, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. He just didn't do anything about it. I asked my brother-in-law, Vijay, why don't you tell him once? Every time me only telling him is not looking right. As a son, you have a bigger liberty. Why don't you tell him? He just told me one thing, Arun, I would have loved to. However, I have a job. Fair enough. Fair enough. And the first tragedy that struck me after I quit my job was not the fact that I didn't get my salary check on the first of a month. The tragedy was that I encountered a bout of food poisoning. Okay? And I had all the time, because I'm a full-time comedian already. Right? I left, I said, okay, what has happened? Then I realized that my wife had made sandwiches with a bread which was best before 1 week. April 20th, best before, April 25th, I was served the sandwich. I asked her, Viji, why would you have to do this? It says best before 20th, today is 25th. She just told me one thing, Arun, you were also best before first wedding anniversary only. Aren't we still together? She has got this thing, man. She's got this phenomenal skill called savage these days. I finished a fight. I told her, Viji, go to hell. And she was looking at a mobile phone. I asked her, Viji, why would you do that? What are you looking at in the mobile phone? She told me, Arun, I went to Google Maps, looked for hell. It said destination arrived. And I gave it 5-star rating also. That is the level of savage we are talking about. Right? And moving on, what I also realized as a full-time stand-up comedian, when you want to follow your passion, how many of you are following your passion today? Good to know. No peer pressure, ma'am. It's okay. You don't check if you're following your passion by looking at the person next to you. You know your passion better. Right? Because I will warn you against it also, okay? Because I'll tell you what, it is tough to follow your passion and tell somebody what you're doing, especially when you're happy. To share with people is far more difficult than to share with, what you're worried about, right? So I used to tell people, I used to run one a venture on customized souvenirs about India, diversity. People are immediately, like Chumbaka, like Tantrava. Then I started a ride-sharing app. Oh, like Uber Pula, like this, I'm like, no. And then when I said I'm stand-up comedy, people are like, oh, like Zakir Khan, like Russell Peters, where do I even go? I'm like, why can't I just do something? And I asked them, what do you do? I'm a project manager in Infosys. Very unique. Very, very unique. But I can't say this. So I have started to do this. I have asked people, okay, what do you do? They'll say, I work in Infosys. I ask them, like Wipro, I work in ISRO, oh, like NASA, My name is Krishnamurthy, oh, like Krishna Kumara. That is all. This happens because there are two problems. People, one, want to put a higher stake so that you feel bad about where you are. And second is they want to put you in a bracket immediately so that they can comprehend what you are doing. Right? It's a limitation as well as what I call passive jealousy. And passive jealousy works beautifully. I went to give my housewarming ceremony invitation to my colleague. I told him, housewarming ceremony, can you come? Even before opening the envelope, he's like, total environment, 4 BHK villa, Jayanagar, I'm like 2-bedroom after Hoodie Circle. Same food only. If you want, you come, but this is my invoice. I can't say this to my colleague, right? So when he came and gave me invite for a baby shower, I asked him, Nada triplets, That is all. But I must tell you, right, one of the reasons I took stand-up comedy and wanted to follow my passion was, look, I was getting into this rut of middle class. How many of you are middle class here? That's a trick question, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys are not. You guys are far above. right? Anybody who immediately says middle class, I know they have crossed it. I was tired of this middle class EMI, right? I wanted to get out of, I really wanted to get out of the orbit, and I've been super successful ever since I quit my corporate. Now I'm decisively slipping into poverty. The English you are hearing is from my school days. My parents have to be thanked for it. Okay, I will tell you why. Because when I was properly employed, I used to take Ola. Notice period, I used to take Ola Share. Immediately after I quit, I started taking Ola Auto. Now I'm waiting for Ola Share Auto to be launched. I go to a restaurant, it will say Pav Bhaji 150 rupees, extra Pav 20 rupees, extra Bhaji 50 rupees. I straight away ask the waiter, give me that extra Pav and extra Bhaji. Why do you think I went bald? Now I have to go to the salon only once in 3 months. It is true. It is really true, guys. But yeah, things are okay. Things are going fine. And like I told you, I'm genuinely middle class. I'm at this gory intersection of middle class and middle age. Okay, it's a very gory intersection because when I was a kid, I always used to blame my parents. I used to tell them, if only you had money, I would have done my graduation in Ivy League. They'd now tell me, Arun, it's been 25 years since. We no longer can take your bullshit. We know how much you studied. People get merit and go, not money, so leave it. So now I've decided to change my trick. Whenever somebody from New York comes, I ask them to get me a Columbia University hoodie. Somebody coming from Boston, I ask them to get me a Harvard cap. Now I'm walking around in my neighborhood park, wearing those two. Uncles have formed their own stories to tell their children. You look at that uncle, he is a visiting professor in the Ivy League. And he is part of New India, has not contributed to economic drain. How? Another cousin got me IIT Madras t-shirt. Now the story is complete. It's been fabulous. And being middle class, you can identify a middle class by the kind of weddings that you see. Okay? How people behave. Somebody's marriage, some random middle-aged couple with their 2 kids will go and stand at the photo studio that's created there and ask the photographer to shoot, as though it is their honeymoon. Right? And then they will bug the bride's father. Can you send that photo? Can you send that photo? We took it there. We took it there. The second thing that you see, especially in a Tamil wedding, the guy will always wear a sherwani for his wedding reception. He thinks he's a hero. But actually, put him in a Salman Khan song, he will be the 4th row extra. But he thinks he's a hero. Now the point is he's invested in that sherwani, but he now has to get the return on investment. Which is when I thank all my grandparents because of the number of cousins we have eventually. So I wear the same sherwani, dry clean again and again, go to the wedding and wear it. One cousin was getting married the second time and I wore the same sherwani. He called me, Arun, I'm marrying for the second time to forget everything that happened in my first marriage. This reminds me of that first marriage. So he didn't call me for the third wedding. The other element of a middle class wedding is how you operate at the banana leaf lunch table. It is a trick. It's a game of chess. I see the full batch. I go and occupy the biggest banana leaf. So that first time itself all the bhajis serving will be higher. I go sit there, Arun 1, caterer 0. Now caterer will come with A game. He will serve the biggest papad possible on that leaf. No, he doesn't have to serve any bhajis. Caterer 1, Arun 1. Then comes the final hit from the caterer. He will want to serve the ghee. He will take a full ladle of ghee. You will be like, wow, it's going to be rich holy ghee. Then he will take it above your eye line. And then 2 drops come over. And the last act is what you gift the couple. That's a very important thing. And I have a framework for that. It's an X and Y graph to start with called affordability and visibility of the gift that you give the bride and groom. And I have cracked the code. The one who makes the cut every single time is a Lord Vinayaka picture. Have you guys seen every time you get a Lord Vinayaka? He is called Vigna Vinashaka, destroyer of all worries. You know which worry he solved for mankind? What to be gifted? Baby shower, childbirth, naming ceremony, whatever, wedding, bachelor party, because he's a bachelor now. Every place only Lord Vinayaka. And these days, you're not even able to surprise people living in apartments. One friend of mine, I could not go and wish them during the wedding. I could not attend the wedding. So I decided, fine, let me surprise them. Let me go and I'll go and surprise them in the apartment. As soon as I entered, it says, my gate notification is required. Please enter that you have come. So I said, to meet Krishnan, Arun Sriram. The Krishnan calls me and tells me, Arun, my Instamart parcel is lying. Bring that also. So apart from Lord Vinayaka, I also gave him an Instamart parcel. Weird times we live in, man. Weird times we live in. How many of you guys are, you guys have heard of Rishi Sunak, the UK Prime Minister, no? Every time I want to talk about him on such an inspirational figure, I first check if he's still the UK Prime Minister. So many myths and things about him, man, that he's the first brown Prime Minister of UK, which is incorrect because Gordon Brown was a UK Prime Minister too. On top of that, people in Bangalore are like, Narayana Murthy son-in-law, Narayana Murthy son-in-law. Yesterday, did you guys read? He's called India's son-in-law, it seems. Sania Mirza is Pakistan's daughter-in-law. But Rishi Sunak is India's son-in-law. That is how our hypocrisy operates. And I understand Kannadiga marrying a Kannadiga is an arranged marriage. A Punjabi marrying a Kannadiga is a love marriage. A Punjabi marrying a Punjabi is a loved marriage. And only because he's the UK Prime Minister and Narayana Murthy, so it's an allowed marriage. And his family, everybody wants a piece of Rishi Sunak. Pakistan is like his grandparents were born in Gujranwala, which was part of erstwhile Pakistan. And current Pakistan, India is like he was born in Gujranwala, which is part of erstwhile India. And Tanzania, Kenya, his parents were born here. UK is like he was born here. Tomorrow, if United Nations goes on strike, his family can sit at the dinner table and convene a United Nations meeting. Multinational corporation, Allah, he is a multinational individual. Everybody wants a piece of Rishi Sunak. And because of Rishi Sunak, this entire Sharma Ji Ka Beta thing has gone away. People are now like, do you know what Sunak Ji Ka Beta is doing? It has changed because when I was an intern, people were like, look, he's a manager. I became a manager, look, he's a director. I became a director, look, he's a CFO. Now, even if I'm a CFO, people will be like, same age Rishi Sunak is UK Prime Minister. What are you doing telling jokes to people on a Saturday? That is how it's become, and it's not bad for parents to have great ambitions for their children, right? It's not a bad thing. But what is happening is we need to first understand who are these people deciding for their children 15 years in advance. Who are these parents? I will tell you who these parents are. The guy in an Italian restaurant sits and the waiter comes and asks, sir, would you want white sauce or red sauce? Answer is pink sauce. Because you can't decide between white and red sauce. The lady is no less. Ma'am, you want a lemon soda, sweet or salt? We can't decide between sweet and salt. How many of your managers here in your offices, partners, when you do your appraisal, at least in the places that I have worked, I would always safely select a 3 out of 5. Because 2 you have to explain, 4 you should have decided. Why take all the trouble? 3. Now these are the kind of people who want to take decisions for their children. Do you see the hypocrisy? Unbelievable, no? And see, people ask this thing, right? What's your good name? Do you know why people ask that question? Can there be a bad name? My name is Bakasur or something. No, right? But people still say, what's a good name? Because I have understood that for some people beyond the name, there could perhaps be nothing good. Not possible, I don't know. And as I was growing up, there was always this, I'm sure it's happening even now, which is comparison between siblings. Have you guys seen that? I can understand how much did you score in physics, how much did you score in maths, and all makes sense. One of my uncles would come home. We were 3 brothers. We still are 3 brothers. Right? Anand, Arjun, and myself. That uncle will come. We will be paraded like any other time. And that uncle will come every 2 years. Anand, you have grown so much. Arjun, you have grown so much. Arun. Height of insult, insult of height. Do you guys know, Indian uncles are divided into 2 categories. There's an uncle and an uncle. An uncle is a 40-year-old guy who's called uncle by 20-year-olds. And uncle is a 60-year-old guy called by 40-year-olds as uncle. Right? I am a 100% guy. Because I'm an uncle called by other uncles as uncle. Because I'm 40 and when I'm not bald, I look 60. In fact, when I travel in BMTC buses carrying my office laptop, pregnant ladies get up from their seat. Divya ma'am, you can sit, no problem. They will be like, बेचारा इस उम्र में अंकल को बाल बच्चे उनका ख्याल नहीं रख रहे हैं. See, he has to carry his own school bag, office bag and work and all. But I take that seat. Bangalore is very cute, man. Bangalore is cute. And of course, world over, when people talk about, if you see a 40 as a road sign, what does it mean? Speed limit. In Bangalore, it's a challenge. Do you think you can cross 40? Show me that you can cross 40. But once I crossed 40, I hit 42 at 9 p.m. on a Friday. The traffic cop stopped me, wanting to check for drunken driving. I had just finished dinner. I just stopped by. I said, "Sir, please, I have not had anything, no drinks and all, only food. Please spare." He's like, no, come. He called me to the side. He asked me to blow. Then he called me to the side. And then he gave me a pass sachet. He told me, next time when you have garlic fried rice and things, no, please make sure you use a mouth freshener. Ever since then, I've been carrying a mouth freshener, a deodorant, and a hammam soap with me to save myself from all the awkwardness. And talking about the chain, the family, siblings, and all of that, one of the things that happened recently, 10 years after anybody asked me this question, was we became parents. Okay, much after when people normally become parents. So people had lost all hope on when is the good news and all of that stuff. When I told my friend we are going to become parents, she asked me, Arun, is it of mankind or fur kind? Because I had 2 dogs. She was more confident that maybe, you know what, this could be only another dog. But people even tell me, Arun, you took a break from corporate in 22, in 23 you become a parent, great job done. But you know what, the story actually started in 2021, mid-2021. We decided that we'll become parents. We had to go for assisted pregnancy. And we went for it. And that is when I realized what it takes for a mother to be, right? My mother went through my wife went through 14 kilos reduction to be able to conceive a baby. And then she obviously added the 14 kilos back when she was pregnant. She was so much into method acting that Kamal Hassan would have been proud of her. So much she got into the skin of that character. In fact, did you guys know Kamal Hassan was the first one before Elon Musk who wanted to buy Twitter? He dropped out because he thought he could play all the 280 characters. Right? My wife, she went through this phenomenal transformation, and I had to do nothing much, to be honest, just be with her, just be around her. But it was always also the time when the world operates differently with that woman, with the pregnant woman. Every word would be subject to a bisection. Every act would be subject to a dissection. Because she chose to go for a C-section, everything was fine. Because that's how society operates, right? And it was so nice that I was becoming the burner, or rather the one behind her. There were times when people would just ignore me, like the baby shower function, the Prohit will come and ask, what is her name, what is her Gotra, all of that. Then like practice, I'll be like, my Gotra is, my Nakshatra is, like, sir, today only she is the hero. I'm like, wow, this is what I wanted. Phenomenal, right? And I clearly realized that come at the hour, come at the woman. And I'll tell you how I realized that. One, the kind of transformation she went through. She is a person who will complain to me at 3 a.m. because I switched on the light to go to the restroom. I would have disturbed her sleep for 2 minutes. She'll be like, Arun, my entire sleep was destroyed. That's why I woke up at 9 a.m. During pregnancy, she was awake most of the time, sitting in the slant position like an RAC berth passenger. For people my age, or people my height, side lower is my birthright. And here she was sitting like an RAC passenger every day. One day when I woke up, she told me, Arun, I had a nightmare. I'm like, what happened? I had this dream where you ran away with another woman. Now I got curious. I said, tell me more. She told me, Arun, I woke up, I saw you snoring to holy heavens. I wanted you to actually run away with that lady. And she goes through all the struggle for everything. She'll be like, Arun, this is part of the game, part of the game, part of the game. And I figured out that women have the ability to create something out of nothing and also everything out of nothing. Can we have a round of applause for you guys? Ma'am, that was not humorous, ma'am. Real message, ma'am. Something I have to give message also, no? Right? And I'll tell you what she's been creating in the last 2, 3 months. She's been creating lullabies from nowhere. She's finished all the Sadma songs and all. Okay, Sadma and Kanne Kalemane, Surume Akiyome, one song done, dubbing version done, everything over. The other day I was hearing, बुलंद भारत की बुलंद तकदीर हमारा बजाज. When did that become a lullaby? And the baby is sleeping. I am singing Tuli Ile and all of that stuff I'm trying to sing, going into Ilayaraja loop and all of that, figuring out which song to sing. She is just flinging movies. Advertisements, everything is running. कुछ खास है हम सभी में. When did all of this become lullaby? And that most ladies and a few gentlemen brings to the end my session. But I want to tell you, I find this entire topic, I'll be apolitical, I find this entire topic of women empowerment a moot topic, because women is Shakti. Why do you empower power? It just doesn't make sense. There's a reason why women folk are called Shakti, Shiva Shakti. And I find it maybe strange or complimentary that the mementos are of Adiyogi and Shiva, but the Shakti is all here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a lovely, lovely audience. Thank you. And yeah, my advertisement. You can follow me on sriram.arun if you're on Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of managing committee members of Bangalore branch of SAIC of ICA, I thank for the wonderful session. I request our Vice Chairman, Pramod R. Hegde, to present a memento to the speaker.